okay? All good. Good afternoon and welcome to this very special presentation. We're going to do today the beginner's guide on how to teach English to humans. I was going to do it on how to teach English to kids, but a lot of it applies to adults as well, so we're keeping it as humans, if that's okay. And of course, if you're other people at Google or Apple and you're teaching robots, this isn't for you. And humans are my favorite kinds of people. So we're going to start off watching today. We're going to start off with how do humans learn languages, and how do they learn, and then how can you, as a teacher, use that to teach in an awesome, fantastic way. So we're going to start at the beginning, but I think even those of you who are a little bit experienced are going to get a lot out of this, and it's going to be fun and interactive as much as I can throughout the workshop. So here we go. So my name's Richard, for those who don't know me. Hi, how you doing? I've been teaching since I was 16, quite a while ago. Basically, my job is to take teaching from boring, horrible, falling asleep stuff and making it genki and energetic and full of life. Hence why it's Genki English, yeah? We want kids and adults to just enjoy learning and get back to how they used to learn when they're living it and having fun, which is cool. And because of that, been on lots of newspapers and TV, things like that. And now I'm fortunate enough to get invited to travel around the world to help out lots of teachers and lots of students in lots of different countries. So what you're going to see today, you can see lots of different places, but this works everywhere. I've not found a place in the world where these techniques don't work. We've done it in Africa, we've done it in Asia, we've done it in Europe, we've done it in, teachers do it in South America, Central America, North America, Australasia, just about everywhere. I've also done a TED Talk as well, and Harvard University, or the Graduate School of Education, have researched my materials. The British Council have licensed them as well. If my clicker works here to go into the next slide. The British Council have also licensed them, and we've got lots of other things as well. Little university in Oxford did a little bit of research on Genki English as well. So hopefully you can see that everything's pretty cool, even if my remote control doesn't work, which is good. So let's have a look then. How to teach English to humans. And we need to look at how do humans learn languages. So let's go all the way back, right to the beginning, when we're first looking at languages, and we'll start off with little babies, okay? So if you think about it, humans are not born with the ability to speak. We have to learn it. It's a skill we all have to learn. And one of the cool things is it's a skill anyone can learn. So I always say English is easy, because it's a skill anybody can do. Very, very few people in only exceptional circumstances can't learn language. But anybody can do it in general. And how do they do it? How does that baby going from zero to learning it? Well, a lot of it is to do with just how they live their life in the beginning and the input they get. So the mum, the dad, the family, the iPad, hopefully not, but you never know, are giving them lots and lots of language input. Hopefully the parents are reading, or the guardians are reading lots of books to them. So the kids are not reading themselves, of course, they're just listening. They're taking the sounds in and going ba-ba-da, da-da-ba-da, ba-da-ba-da. And then when they get to a certain age of around a year and a half, 2.5, something like that, they start talking and they never shut up talking. They just talk the whole time for the rest of their lives, which is fantastic. If you think about it, you talk every single day. Isn't that awesome? It's a skill. So, one of the worst things to do is to tell kids to sit down and shut up, because it's totally unnatural, yeah? Unless, of course, you're teaching in some monastery and it's a meditation retreat, but that's a different type of thing. So kids, you go through lots of listening. They take that listening in, they process it in their brains, which are really cool, and then it starts talking. And then they get the feedback from the parents and society. So they say, no, that's not a dog, that's a cat. And no, that TV is not for eating, it's a TV for watching, or whatever it is. And then eventually around 4 or 5, or maybe a bit younger, if you're helping your kids, they start taking interest in reading and writing. And that becomes the time machine, because reading and writing is how you travel through time. You can read a book by Jules Verne from 100 years ago and get his ideas and things. You can write a book, and people in 200 years' time can check out what you've written. Yeah, that's what reading and writing's for. So the big problem that happens is kids go to school, and the school system completely crushes any creativity, any individualization, any curiosity, any question asking skills. It just says to people, sit down, shut up, sit in your rows and do as you're told and study for these exams and you'll get a job at the end of the day. And that leads to people like this, teachers like this, and students like this who absolutely hate school. And we all know that school system is now, it's dead, it doesn't work at all. And look at Ken Robinson, Seth Godin, and Seth Godin actually loves it for different reasons. But look at all the different education people. We know the school system's got to change, but no government will ever change it because they're only interested in the next election. So there you go. But, however, the key thing is, what do you as a teacher want to do? So remember, students don't want a teacher who blames the system. So if you say, going through this now, if you say, that's a great idea, I can't use it in my school. That's a great idea, but I've got this exam to do. My boss won't let me. That's not what students want. Okay, that's why they're falling asleep, yeah? Students want a teacher who changes the system. So if you're the sort of teacher who changes the system, you want to change it for your class, or on a bigger scale, you're in the right place. If you're the sort of teacher who makes excuses and blames the system, go back to your Facebook feed. This is not the Workster presentation for you. Is that okay? So, can I just get it? You're watching this now. You're someone who wants to change, yeah? You want to change how things are done. If you've got your own school, that's great. Or if you're in the government school system, do what I did, I was in the government school system. My boss said, do this, do that. We had the exam pressure and all 30 students or 40 students in a class and all this other stuff. But I was like, no, for my class, I'm going to go way beyond that. They want me to get this here. No. I'm going to get them super energetic, motivated, speaking really well, and then do the reading and writing and get them great results. That's what I wanted to do. So even if you are in a government school, you can change it for your students. The key is you've got to change it. Is that okay? Good. We just lost half the viewers. Interesting. So it's all about its passion, Students will go. They'll go and learn in other ways if you're not passionate about it. You've got to know why you're doing it. Let's talk about it in a second. Okay, so go back to little baby. Now, the baby gets good because the baby has lots and lots of listening and feedback. Lots of listening. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of listening. Now, have you ever calculated how many hours of language a baby hears before they talk? It's hundreds, if not thousands of hours, depending on how much they sleep, yeah? So they get all this input in. And you can do that too. When you're teaching, if you want your students to get really great in a sort of natural sort of way, give them thousands and thousands of hours of listening and they'll start speaking, which is cool, but completely impractical. I don't think any of us can really do that. And I know a lot of teenagers do that now with, they play computer games all day, every day in English, which is great. But for most of us, what we want is a smart cut. Okay, it's not a shortcut, it's a smart cut. So we want to take that hundreds and thousands of hours of listening and how can we condense it down so we can shorten the listening period and then get straight on to speaking, the most important skill, as quickly as possible. Does that sound good? Yeah? So, let me give you a few quick tips on how I do this, how we do this. So say, for example, you're teaching the word rhino. Yeah? So you're teaching the word rhino. Now, traditionally, if you're listening to a CD or if you've got a teacher, they would say something like, the rhino is on the table. No idea why a rhino would be on the table, but there are two rhinos. This is a rhino. Ba, 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 ba. Fall asleep. Yeah. Even worse is, you remember, a few, 100 years ago, they used to have, paper dictionaries, and the paper dictionary used to have the pronunciation written in there, and the kids just used to read it exactly as it is. It's like, wow. We don't want to do that. We want a smart cut. So the key is, I want you to think back to when you were a kid and you were watching cartoons on TV. And I want you to use that type of emphasis and language with this. So for example, instead of rhino, instead of saying rhino, you just go rhino. It's stupid, but it works. Or rhino! Or rhino. Give them as many different intonations as you can. And that helps get all these different inputs in a quick amount of time. And quick bonus tip 1, when you're teaching it, stress the phonemes, the sounds that you will use later when it comes to reading. So for example, when I'm doing this word, I always stress that R sound at the end because I want kids to pick up on it and be able to use it. So I don't go rhino, 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 rhino. I go rhino. It works. It's cool. Now if you want to be boring, be boring. Your students will fall out and we'll change the system. If you want to be cool, let's be cool. Let's change the system. So is that cool? Now, bonus tip number 2 is if you want to get grammar in there, don't teach grammar rules. We know that doesn't work. And your grammar is something that's been put on afterwards. Grammar just means speaking sentences. So right from the very first lesson, when you're teaching English, you want to be teaching in sentences. So for this one, it's very simple. Just, I like rhinos. Very simple. We always do this in plurals because it helps they get that sentence structure there. You don't have to explain putting on an S and blah, blah, blah. But that's beyond this bit. Okay, so full sentences for everything you do. Let's do another one. So for example, if you're doing this one, if you can see it, this is Little Red Riding Hood. So it's better if they move and things. But it can be, instead of I brush my teeth, everybody, I brush my teeth. I brush my teeth. The girl brushes her teeth. It's like, no. You want to do it as I brush my teeth. Or I brush my teeth. Or I brush my teeth. Pretend you're a cartoon. Get all those different intonations in there, ideally with different accents. You know, we use computers a lot, so when you hit it, you hear all different accents. All that different input in there, and that helps shortcut the listening time so we can move on to the speaking time. Does that sound good? Yeah? So, just one thing here, obviously we're moving on to teaching speaking. So we talked about babies before and learning. Now we're talking about teaching. We're talking about teaching speaking and things, yeah? So this isn't for babies. This is for people who can actually physically speak, yeah? We're jumping on. If you're teaching babies, you do it the natural way. Hundreds of hours of input, do lots of other things in English, and off you go. We're talking about here for older students or for adult students, it's exactly the same, okay? And even when you're doing beginning lessons right at the beginning of your curriculum, even things like, my name is, don't just say, my name is Richard, my name is Richard, you go. Well, I'm sure you can imagine. Imagine a cartoon character saying it. My name is Richard. My name is Richard. Different intonations. My name's Richard. My name is Richard. My name's Richard. Boo-boo-dum, boo-boo-dum-boo-dum. Lots of different input, yeah? Which is cool. Again, full sentences from the beginning. That helps you get the grammar implanted with no grammar rules. So you don't have to do the boring, horrible, school-based stuff, yeah? So we're changing the system. We're changing how it's done. Getting smart cuts, getting faster results more quickly. So, once you've done the listening, you've got all these different listening things in. Now, some people say you have to do a year before kids speak when you're teaching them, or for adults speak, or a month, or 2 months. I think that's crazy. So I want to give a few, maybe each phrase, say if you're going for one of these phrases, say I brush my teeth, or whatever it is, or, I like rhinos. I want to input that maybe 3 or 4 times. You can use computers. If you've got computers, it's great. Input 3 or 4 times, maybe up to 6, 7, or 8 times. You say it, different intonations. I like rhinos. I like rhinos. I like whatever it is. About 7 or 8 times if you can, if not 3 or 4. Then you want to get the students to start speaking it and get output from them. Okay, if you wait too long on this stage, they get bored and they switch off. So in the lesson, they hear it 3 or 4 times, or maybe up to 7 or 8 times, bang, straight into the speaking. And when you do the speaking, when the kids are doing the speaking, you want them to copy the intonation, and we want gestures and actions with it. So we have the visuals, and so these are usually animated, these move on the software, yeah? Visuals, intonation, and the gestures. So the students go, I forgot this, I can, yeah, so it's, I can stretch. And again, it's not stretch, it's stretch. You're emphasizing these phonemes, so later on that helps when it comes to do reading and writing. Okay, so there's a lot here. There's quite a lot, but you'll see how it ties together. For example, another one is I drank some water. Get everyone to do a gesture while they're saying the phrase. I drank some water. Okay, cool. Now, when it comes to learning, or learning a language in particular, most humans, talking about humans today, humans have 3 steps of learning something, learning language or whatever it is. Cognitively, which means they sort of know it in their head, but they can't really use it. So I'm sure you know many high school students, many adults who come to you and say, I know that, yeah, I know that. They don't, they only know it on a cognitive level, so it doesn't mean they can use it, yeah? But obviously you've got to do that first, you say the words. And then you have this emotionally. You want to put some emotion in there. If you can tie an emotion to a language point, it sticks in your head much more strongly. And finally, physically, which we'll talk in a second. So let's have a look at emotionally. How do we connect an emotion to some language that we're teaching? Well, you can do it from what we were just doing before with smiling and happy and doing silly intonations and stuff like that. That's one part of it. The main part is that your students have got to know where you're going. They've got to know, you're not a manager. If you're a manager in a boring company, you would, if you're a bad manager, you would say, do this, do that, do this, do this. Bad teachers say to the students, you do this, you do that, do that, do this. They manage. You're not a manager, you're a leader. And you're showing them where you're going. And this applies to any age group, whether it's adults, whether it's high school kids, elementary school kids, or kindergarten kids. You've got to show them, you're going on this adventure. There's this map. We're all here now, yeah? We're here. You make sure you know where your students are. We're going over here. This is where we're going. We're going over there. Do you want to come and follow me? And get them to follow you. And to really establish the emotion, it's not just the where. You have to tell them or let them know or let them decide why they're learning English with you. Because if your students don't know why they're there in that classroom with you, they're going to switch off. You know what you're like? You're here today because you're going to learn how to teach some amazing new techniques to improve your classes, yeah? We've got something even better, cool at the end. Your students have to know why they're in your classroom. For me, it's because I want to, you're here, I want to change the teaching system and make it cool. Why are students in your class? Now, it could be for older students, it's because they want to travel the world and all these countries have English as the national language, which is cool. It might just be they want to make their parents happy. It might be they want to pass their exams. If for kindergarten kids, it might just be that your lesson is the best lesson of them all. And you say, cool, we're going to do this stuff, it's going to be totally awesome, we're going to have a fantastic time doing it. Are you with me? Boom, let's go. But once they have that why, if your students can say, why are you going there? If their friends say, why are you going to that English class? If they're sat there thinking, why am I doing this? If they have a reason, they know where they're going, you are going to have the most successful school you could possibly imagine. And you're going to cure 99% of your discipline problems. If you've got discipline problems now, we've got a few specific techniques, but in general, it's because your students don't know where they're going and they don't know why they're doing it. So all they're doing is learning it cognitively, but not emotionally. Is that getting a bit too heavy? So it's very simple. Just have a goal and go for it and let the students know why. Cool. Okay, and then make sure the language as well is actually language they want to use. So, for example, if you're starting off at the beginning, when I was starting off at the beginning, I was teaching all this stuff and I was like, okay, for me it was like, well, what do you want to learn? I was saying to the kids, like, I'm here, like, we've flown all the way here. What do you want to learn? And they would just tell me, they would talk in their local language and I'd, oh, that's good, write it down, boom, came my curriculum. And over the years we've refined it a bit more. But basically that's all I did. I had lunch with the kids, listened to what they spoke in their normal language, and we made it into the Ginkey English curriculum, just going through lesson by lesson by lesson. And it's strangely enough as it is, when we came to look at adults as well, it's almost exactly the same. The grammar structures, the most of the content here, these questions are exactly the same ones that adults want in the beginning as well. Obviously, adults are not too keen on learning the word for rhino, but they do need the sounds there, yeah? But all this curriculum, when you flow through it and you look through it, it's what the kids want to say. So make sure your students actually know, they're actually teaching them stuff they want to know. Which is one problem I have when I come to do, say, high school stuff, and they say, what's this obscure grammar point? I think we had the other day was, I can't remember, something they were asking about, what is it, the different verbs that can't take ing, and I'm like, I'm loving this, it's fantastic. It's like, anyway, forget that. So, teach them what they want to learn, which is cool. Get them fluent first, and then if you've got exams afterwards, you can say to them, bang, we're going to get you exam results. But get them fluent first. If you're not fluent, there's no point doing exams. Changing the system, okay? So, cognitively, make sure they know it. Emotionally, make sure they know there's a where and a why. Make sure you have passion and you have excitement and humor and fun. And if you want to be sad and quiet in your classes, you can as well, but get the emotion in there. This is teaching English to humans, not robots. Remember that. Teaching robots is very different. Teaching robots, you can sit behind a desk with a textbook going grammar rules. Now we will do this, now we will do that. Do that till exercise 20 times, but not for humans. Okay, final key to mastery. This is when you become skillful at anything you're doing, is learning something physically. Your brain power is limited. There's only a certain amount of things you can do, so it offloads most of what you do into the subconscious mind or different parts of the brain to handle, and that becomes automatic. And it becomes automatic without even thinking about it. So if, for example, the classic thing is traffic light. Those of you who are drivers, when you're driving along, you see a red light, you don't get out the textbook and go, a red light means one should reduce their speed. It's like, no, bang! Foot on the pedal. Yeah, foot on the pedal, it's like that. We had a thing the other day, we were talking, I gave an example of this one. We said, okay, so imagine your daughter sends you a text message and says, my boyfriend split up with me. And you go, okay, cognitively, she split up with him. I know it, okay. Imagine your daughter is in front of you right now, crying her eyes out, saying, he's just split up with me, I can't believe it, it's the worst day of my life. Ah! Emotionally, you're going to feel that more. She's going to see it in your face, hopefully your body. Now imagine, if you're there, your daughter's boyfriend splits up with her right in front of you, and he goes and kisses another girl right in front of her. You're going to have a physical response to that. For most people. Control it, but don't go hitting people. But those are the type of differences. So we don't want to go quite that extreme, and we only want to use positive emotions and things. But you get this idea of physically learning something. It's like skiing. It's like, you remember your first mobile phone? You can still feel your first mobile phone, what it was like to use it, So, how do we get this physical learning there? How do we get this ability to offload the English from your cognitive brain into your subconscious brain? And the way we do that is with repetition. Repetition is the mother of skill. So, used in a lot of schools, but of course they do it without emotion, so it's no good. So, the two skills that we need to repeat, that we need to get practice at, need to get good at for speaking a language are input and output. So we need to get lots and lots of input, and lots of practice output. Again, very often, with adult students, they say they know a language, but they've never practiced speaking it. They've never practiced the output, so they can't use it. You've got to practice it so much that it becomes natural. Okay. Now, for the input stage, the traditional Bart Simpson way of learning is you get a note paper and you write out, I will learn English, I will learn English, I will learn English 100,000 times. Okay. Not that effective in a classroom. It's pretty boring, horrible. If you're learning, say, we were doing the other day, learning about copywriting and learning how to write really good English. And we said, go to one of the masters of copywriting. We said, just write out every single headline he's ever written 100 times. And you'll physically master it. But this isn't usually an option in our classes because we don't have the time. We don't have these thousands of hours. We've only got 1 or 2 hours per week. So, and similarly, repeat after repeat after me, repeat after me, repeat after me, repeat after me, blah, 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 drilling, chants, all that sort of stuff. It's just too boring. It doesn't have enough juice to it. So how can we make that more exciting and more effective? And that's where songs come in. So if you're not teaching using songs yet, you need it for the input stage. Because For you, I can get you to repeat, I want to be a rock star, I want to be a rock star, I want to be a rock star 100 times. It would get boring. But if I can get you to sing it with a great song going, I want to be a rock star. If you say that over and over, the chorus to it is, what do you want to be? You say that 64 times in 2 minutes and it's still fun. It's crazy. What sports do you play? Instead of just going, what sports do you play? What sports do you play? Especially if the grammar is different in your native language, yeah? You just sing the song, and in 2 minutes, you sing it 64 times. What spots do you play? What spots do you play? Ba ba da 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 da. If you got the right songs, yeah? So, this is where songs come in. The songs are not some addition. Songs are a key part of learning this type of condensed, hyperspeed, smart cut language, Genki English, getting results quickly. They're really important, the songs. It's like doing advertisements, yeah? If you have an advertisement on TV with no music, it doesn't sell. And same with your lessons as well. If you're not using the right songs, then it's going to be really difficult for the kids to master this idea of input, yeah? A couple of little tips for songs to be careful of. Make sure you have original melody. I know a lot of people spend a lot of time searching for things on YouTube, and they pick things that have a melody that they've used twice. And it doesn't work, because one melody gets attached to some English, and if you use the same melody for more English, it just gets confusing. So make sure you have a different melody for each one. Make sure you've got the right emotion. If you're doing, I said this a lot, I see teachers using nursery rhymes or like kiddie songs to teach kids. And it's like, well, they're designed emotionally, the music is designed to put them to sleep. That's what they were designed for. So, I always make sure that you've got the right genkiness, the energy, the da-da-da-da. Now, very often teachers don't like this. A lot of bad teachers, they say, no, we don't want that exciting modern music in our classrooms. And you're like, dude, the kids are outside listening to Billie Eilish and all this, probably not the best example, but all this other stuff out there. And it's got the right emotion about it, yeah? And the genki stuff, the energetic stuff, the dance music. Your teenagers are out on a Saturday night and a Friday night because they're not getting this community and this motion and this emotion from music. They're not getting it in school. That's why they're all going out to dancing and stuff like that, yeah? And going on Spotify and things. Make sure you've got the right emotion. And make sure you've also got actions and gestures, okay? So if you can put emotion with every word when they're learning it, or be a rock star, or be a superhero, whatever it is, that really helps as well in memorizing it in different ways. Is that okay? So I've got, I have songs for every lesson. Every single lesson I've got a song for, with a new melody, an emotion to lift people up, and we've got actions and gestures as well. Okay, so this is going a bit deep. I say a lot of people are slow, which is cool. If this is cool, let me know. If I'm going too deep, just let me know as well. But if you're cool with it, it's good. So we've got this input. So songs, tons and tons of input in the fastest way possible. If you've got lots of time, thousands of hours, skip it. But if you've only got a few hundred hours to do your curriculum in, then songs are the best way to do it, the right songs. So that's the input going in. Now we need to talk about output practice. And the best way to do this is with games. Games are not, they're not, some of the boring teachers, they're like saying, oh, we'll play a game at 5 minutes at the end. It's like, no. A game is the fundamental way of practicing a skill and finding a new solution to the skill. For example, there's a game, they came out and they were studying one of the folding proteins in the AIDS virus, for the AIDS vaccines and things. Researchers were doing it for ages and ages. They couldn't figure it out. They made it into a video game, and a gamer solved this problem that had taken scientists a decade. They solved it in, I think it was 10 hours, was it? A few of you have been through the same thing. It's like crazy. It's just by making it into a game. There's another example from O-Power. And so I was learning this from one of the gamification courses the other week. They saved millions of dollars of energy, of electricity, by making it into a game. Saving electricity into a game. So it's called gamification. You can check that out. It's cool. So big business always uses games. If you go to any business workshop now, I've got one in the States in July. It's all songs and games. Songs to control your emotion, get you in state, and then games to practice the skill while learning. Again, we're taking things from the real world. This is not sit down, shut up, factory workers for the 19th century. This is how people learn now in the modern age, yeah? So, let me give you a couple of examples of some games that we use for output stages, okay? To get kids practicing the language without thinking about it, so it becomes a physical thing, so it becomes, in the subconscious mind, they can just say it without bothering. This is a very simple game called I Like Everything. This is my favorite game. When I have demo classes of 1,000 people, it's total chaos, but awesome with it as well. All you do is, you just put your flashcards on the board, so people can see, or the screen if you've got the software here. And then, all it is everybody gets into groups of 2, and they say to the first person the sentence that corresponds to the first flashcard. So this happens to be, do you like? Very simple, so it's, do you like onions? So they'll ask their partner, say, do you like onions? And the partner will go, well, yes or no, whatever. And the partner will say back, do you like onions? And you go, yes, I do. Cool. You split up, find another partner, and you ask the next partner. Now you're on your second time, so this time you say, do you like peas? And they say yes or no. And the other person, do you like? And if it's their first time, they say that one. If it's the second time, you say that one. And you go through making these pairs, dum, 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 till you get to the end, and you practice saying all 8 questions. Now, if you notice with this one as well, we've made them into superhero vegetables. You know, these are tumbling onions and speedy peas and see-in-the-dark carrots, you know, to make them more emotional, more genki. But basically what you've done is then you've asked 8 different people all these questions. But the thing is, that's not a game, it's not fun, until you put a timer on there and you say to the class, I want you to go through and ask everybody in this room, go through all 8 of these with two people at a time, you and one other person, make pairs. You've got to do it in 2 minutes! Instantly, when you put that 2-minute thing on there, everyone goes, what? And they start doing it. So they go, do you like onions? Yes, I do. Okay, next person. Do you like peas? Yes, I do. Okay, do you like carrots? Yes, I do. Next person. Do you like beans? Now, of course, you get cheaters, which is cool. That's why you have to listen. In the games, the teacher's job is listening. The cheaters will just go, blah, 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 and you go, no, you're out. You've lost the challenge. Doesn't matter, because losing means try again. If you want to know more, go for search I Like Everything on the Genki English website. You'll see examples of how we use it. Another great game we use is called Karuta. It's a Japanese game. It works great. Boring, traditional way of doing it is you say a word and the kids touch it. So you go horse, and they go, and you go car, and oh, there's no car. Bicycle. A much better way for language learning is to do it how we do it. So this time they say the question. So this is higher level theme. You say something like, what did you do in the summer? Make sure, we're practicing the target language. This is what the target language of the lesson is, yeah? What did you do in the summer? And then one of the kids will say, I went windsurfing. And then the kids have to touch it at the same time and race to get the windsurfing card. It's on screen, they touch it. If you can print out physical cards, they can just grab the card. Then everybody again says, what did you do in the summer? As a teacher, you say, sorry? Everybody says, what did you do in the summer? And then one kid says, I went skateboarding. Then everyone goes, boom, and touches the card. Very simple. Simple game mechanics, but that makes it so the focus is on winning the game, and the English is a way to do it. So the English becomes natural. You don't even have to think about it. Now, how cool is that? It's amazing, isn't it? You can make sure you've got your discipline there. Make sure the students know where they're going with you and why they're going with you. Make sure you know that. Be cool. One other quick game, sticky fingers game. For example, families. Give you a handout. One kid grabs each finger. This works for adult students as well. I think the videos on the website are all with adult students. One person grabs a finger. Everybody says, who's this? So you go, okay, tell me. And they go, who's this? You go, sorry? They go, who's this? That's today's target language. And you just pick one of the things. You say, it's my grandfather. Or it's my grandpa, whichever one you're teaching. Yeah. And if you say it's my grandpa, they let go, run to the wall, and you have to go and catch them. Yeah. If you say a different word, and they'll let go, they're out. Very simple. So you go, who? So if the key word say grandma, see, everyone says, they grab your fingers, and they say, who's this? And you go, it's my sister. Okay. Who's this? Sorry? Who's this? Sorry? Who's this? It's my grandfather. Ooh. No, they don't run because it's grandmother as the key word, yeah? So these are some of the games that you can use in the output stage. Now, if you're finding this a bit too difficult, complicated to do these games, let me know. We're talking here about being the most efficient way of getting great results. If you just want to play with the kids and just sort of have them think, oh, English is all right, you can do that, but I'm not into that. I don't think that just playing, you might as well do that outside with your friends. You don't be stuck in a classroom playing. Yeah, you want to be playing and learning at the same time. Yeah, and of course the teacher, we'll show you how you can do this. The teacher, how we can help you do it. So basically, what it means is you've got a very simple lesson plan. You review what you're going to do. You do some new input with the song, and then you do output with the game. Just a 1, 2, 3. Very, very simple lesson plan. That's all you need. And with the review, make sure you review each lesson. So, if you're doing this lesson, you review that one. When you do this lesson, you review those 2 and you do this. When you're reviewing this lesson, you do those 3 and you do this. And when you do that one, you do da-da-da-da-da-da. Make sure you review at the beginning of each lesson. A lot of teachers don't do this. They just go, oh, I'll do that and I'll do that. And today I don't feel well, so I'll do that. And today I haven't much time, so I'll do that. And da-da. But then it's all random. You're not going on your journey. You're not leading them. You're just giving them bits and pieces. Make sure there's a journey where you're going, and then make sure they follow up. So when you're doing this lesson, you review ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. It's done. Usually when you've gone through these, take about 4 or 5 minutes to do one whole screen, depending how many lessons you've got. If you want to do the whole 100 lesson curriculum, it does take about 15 minutes, but you're right at the end of the curriculum then. And again, this is all repetition, which gets it stuck in the kids' brains. We've got lots of videos on this as well, how to do that later on. But I don't want to do too much today. So your lesson plan is review the new input with the song and the output with the game. Is that cool? I think I'm actually teaching too much today. Yeah, I'm doing too much. I'm making it too complicated. And with you and your lesson plans as well. I see so many teachers making it too complicated. Your lesson plans look like this, and it's like, 4 minutes 33, we will do this. 4 minutes 52, we will do this. And it's like, blah, blah. It's too complicated. Keep it simple. 1, 2, 3. Review, input, output. Done. Easy. Walk your way through the lessons. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Or 1 lesson, 2 lessons, 3 lessons if you've got more. You go through that page, review, song, game. You go through that page, review, song, game. Maybe you're throwing a few Christmas and Halloween things, review, song, game. Very simple. 100 lessons later, bang. You've got kids or adult students who speak English, love it, and they've gone somewhere with you. They now speak English. That's all you do it. 1, 2, 3, step by step. Of course, after that, if you want to do other things, if you want to do, reading and stuff like that, you can do. But if you think about it, when was the last time you heard someone say, oh, I really wish I could read English. I really wish I could write English. No one says that. They all say, I really wish I could speak English. I wish my school had taught me how to speak English. I wish my teacher was teaching me how to speak English. That's what everybody wants. So set that as your goal first. And then afterwards, you can do phonics if you want to do reading and go later on. And then, of course, you can go right up. Yeah, I've got C1, C2 students who are awesome. Some of them watching here. Fantastic. But that's all for another time, yeah. Keep it simple. Speaking first. Get the listening short-cutted, smart-cutted as quickly as you can, and get straight into speaking. Get your map so the student knows where we're going. We're going over there. Come along. Do you want to join me? Fantastic. Get them to do it. And a simple 1, 2, 3 lesson plan. Review, new input, and your output. That's all there is to it. It's simple. Boom. 100 lessons. Students speak. It's fantastic. Is that okay? So, I know some of you watching this now are going to be like, okay, that sounds good. I can try it. Simple. It's good. But you don't know how. You haven't got the materials and things like that. So, if it's okay, I hope you've enjoyed what we've had so far. And if you've enjoyed that and you want to go off and you've got everything, all the materials and everything, that's cool. Fantastic. Thank you. If any of you are wanting to know like how I do it with materials-wise and things, we've put something together that hopefully makes all this a lot more simpler for you. That takes, what I've just said is quite complicated. Hopefully we can simplify this down. So is it okay to tell you a little bit about what we're going to do now, this special offer we've put together for you? If it's okay, let me know and I'll go into it. If not, I hope you've enjoyed so far and enjoy the rest of your day. Cool. But for those of you wanting more help on how to do this and how to get all the stuff without having to spend a million hours online on YouTube or wherever looking for stuff, we've put together a set of materials, and we call it the Game English Teachers Set. So basically all the teaching materials you need. So all the software you saw before, it all talks, it all moves, it's awesome. everything. It's all Harvard researched and ready to go. So I'm jumping up and down and I'm saying stupid things like rhino, but Harvard researched the program and they said, based on a variety of analyses, it has been confirmed that the program had a significant positive and robust impact on students' learning outcomes. So I was quite happy with that. You can't really ask more than that, can you? So you get all the lessons there from the full curriculum. And for each lesson you have animated flashcards, all the sounds, lots of different languages and intonations. You have computer games for each lesson as well, which work great. And you also have, if you don't like songs, you have the song animation, and I have a mini lesson where I actually teach the songs to the kids, so you don't have to. It also gives you a bit of a break. So you get that in there, with the Harvard research materials, which is cool. Also, if you are wanting to do reading, what we've done is we've taken the teaching materials in this set that we've got now for you. We've also put in what's called the Genki Phonics reading program. So you get this together in the special offer we've got for you today, which is crazy. It's gonna be awesome. So basically, Genki Phonics is basically it's a full phonics program. Phonics, the best way of reading. People in the UK do it. We've been doing phonics in programs around the world for ages. It gets amazing results. Some phonics programs get the kids 2 years higher with their reading age, which is amazing. The biggest problem we found was, we're going to give you all the materials here. But what we found was that with regular phonics it wasn't designed for English learners. It was designed for native speakers. Plus, they had too much material that needed printing out, and it was just chaotic. So we've simplified our phonics down to one piece of paper. That was my brief. I said, right, we're going to find a way to do this with one piece of paper. So you get that there. And even for the most complicated phonemes, just one piece of paper. You do get all the stories and everything as well. But to be honest, the one piece of paper is the key. So we're going to give you all the teaching materials and the speaking program, the listening program, and the full Genki Phonics reading program as well. I also know a lot of people are really nervous about discipline, and especially throwing away the textbook and throwing away the desks and stuff, and you get really scared. So you'll solve it with that where. Students know where they're going and why they're doing it. That will solve most of your discipline. But I've also put together my complete ninja discipline kit, which sounds really cool, isn't it? Basically, I just want to save you a lot of hours of stress. I don't want you stressed. I want it so when you walk in a class, you know you've got this. So I put together all my top techniques, what I use, and what I've learned from some of the most hardcore teachers in the world. Some teachers who teach in the Bronx and things like that, they've told me their techniques of how they get those kids under control. You get all those with the discipline kit. It's all in an ebook. You just read through it, have it on your phone. When things go wrong, you think, let's try that technique. Some of them are great. The Angel Wings one is fantastic. So you get all the teaching materials, all the software for that and everything. And you get the full reading program. You get the complete ninja discipline, the kits. You get the discipline under control. And then the next thing that everybody wants is lesson plans. So you get all my lesson plans, 1, 2, 3. But then what we've done is we've done videos of just about all the sections for just about all the lessons. So you don't just have to read it. We've put it in recipes. Do this, do that, do that, do that. For the games, we've all got these rules, these rules. It's not like I did before. It's all set out, yeah? But we also give you videos. We've videoed, and some amazing people around the world have helped us out videoing the lessons. You can see videos of people doing this, adults, kids, lots of different countries. You actually see it in action on the lesson plans page. So you go to the lesson plan page, you watch the video, you've got the materials, bang, off you go. So I've been teaching, there's 25 years experience in this. We've done so many videos, it's been crazy. I just had to go and update all the links. It's unbelievable. So if you want a game or something, you can go in there and see different kids, different adults, different people around the world playing the game, so you can see it straight away. And it's all on one page. Just click through, ba-ba-da-ba-dam. So, you get all the materials you need. You get the complete reading program. You get all my ninja discipline kit. And you get all the step-by-step lesson plans and video training. As you can tell, this is quite a comprehensive thing. This is 25 years work. I want to make it simple for you to put this into action now. I don't want you spending hours and hours on the internet and YouTube and things like that. I want you to get it done right. Now, a lot of you also want printables. So you also we're putting together, you're going to get VIP access to the website, the Genki English website. So you get printables for all the materials as well. So if you want to print out those flashcards from before, mini cards, you're going to save yourself hours and hours of time, again, searching for stuff, because every lesson has this huge set. They're all different. Each lesson's varied, so the kids don't get bored, they enjoy it. We've got gamification stuff there. We've got things for the parents. We've got Christmas stuff. We've got workbooks. We've got posters. and you can print all those out. They're printable because there's so many of them. You choose what you want. I don't want to kill the environment by printing out a million pages. Well, it's not a million, but thousands of pages and sending them to you. You can choose and keep it, environmentally conscious. You don't have to. You can just use all the software. But if you want to have printables, they're all there as well. So you get all the software, all the materials there, the actual teaching materials, the full Genki Phonics program, discipline toolkit, get your class under control, step-by-step lesson plans and video training, plus all the printables as well. This is going to save you like crazy amounts of hours. And now a lot of people as well are saying, okay, it's cool, but you don't have the money, or you don't make enough money yet to buy materials. That's why you're going crazy spending all this time looking for free stuff on the internet or making your own stuff. So what I've also done is I've put in a special ebook and video course on how to get more students and how to get the right students, okay? Because that's the sort of key. We put it together. It's not my $3,000 program, but it's a lot of the key concepts in there. And we worked this out the other week that I think it's in Belarus. If you put these into practice, you're going to earn $83,000 a year teaching English, which is absolutely crazy. Are you going to do that? No, because most people don't follow it to a T. But hopefully, and again, most people don't do stuff. But if you do stuff, you're going to add a few $1,000s to your teaching income every year, or maybe every month. So we put that in there. So you get all the materials, the reading program, discipline stuff, the lesson plans, the video training, all the training's done, all the printables you need, plus you're going to get this ebook and video series on how to get students. If you're in a government school, it'll show you how to get them outside of the government school. If you've already got your own students, it'll show you how to get more and better students. If you've got a school, it'll show you how to help with that as well. It's very short little videos. Usually do one a day, and the ebook to go with that as well. Which is pretty cool. So you've got all that, all the materials, reading program, this discipline kit, the lesson plans, the video training, the printables, and you're going to get more students as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, if you do the work, which is cool. And we could do this as a franchise. You've seen all these big franchise things advertised on Facebook and everywhere, and they have these like thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'm like, dude, people are paying these thousands of dollars up front. Or they do compulsory training where you have to fly and do all these thousands of dollars training. And then you have to sell all the materials to your kids, even if they don't need it. And then you have to pay all that money to the franchise. And I'm like, dude. So we don't want to do that. We just want to give you it in a nice package that's affordable. That's going to, if you're a teacher. So if we put it on there, we were thinking, if it's like $2,000, it's way cheaper than doing a franchise or compulsory training or something like that, yeah? Because this is ridiculous. And if we did it as $2,000, I'm pretty sure all of you would get that money back. Even if all it did for you would just take away your stress about what to teach, you'd be fine. If all it did for you was just get you a few more students, you'd be fine. If all it did was bring your hourly rate up to $100 an hour, it'd pay for itself, yeah? But we don't do it at $2,000. What we've got now on the pack is, we've got the offer on today. You can go to the website and you buy it right now, and it's $497, which is a bargain. Or if you can't afford that straight away, we have an offer on $89 a month, which is pretty cool. Now, you can check it out now over at GenkiEnglish.com. Now the thing is, with this $89 a month, if you don't have $89 a month, go back, rewatch this video, put all those ideas into practice and get it. If you're not earning that much money yet, you need to, I would invest it in myself, but if you haven't done that, go and do the stuff first. If you're earning more than $89 a month, do it. Now, one thing is, Genki English is 20 years old. I've been doing this 20 years, at 20th anniversary. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this a bit. Instead of saying you have to pay this in installments and things like that, we're going to make it into a membership site. So basically, you can pay $89 a month as a membership. So you can use it. If you want to cancel it after month 2, you can cancel it. You don't have to pay any more. Okay? And it means you can't use the materials anymore, but basically there's no risk. Because you use it for a month, try it out, pay $89. If it doesn't work, boom. But I'm really confident it is. And the cool thing is, what we're doing for the 20th anniversary offer is this $89 per month. You don't have to pay that forever. What we're going to do is, if you pay that for 6 months, we're going to give you a free upgrade to lifetime membership, so you don't have to pay anything else ever again. The program you bought, you can use it, which is great. I think it's too generous. It's crazy, but that's what we're going to do. So if you want to get in, join the membership, $89 a month. Try it out. If you don't like it, bang, you just cancel it. And then you go and find something else. If you love it, which I'm sure you're going to love it, then you just pay it. After 6 months, we're going to upgrade you and you're going to get lifetime access to the program you've bought, which is fantastic. We might add other programs on later, which you can also buy if you want. But the program now, this whole thing, what you've seen today, you're going to get it all. You're going to get the whole teaching materials, all my teaching materials, the complete phonics reading program, the Ninja Discipline Kit, step-by-step lesson plans, video training, all the principles you want, and Need More Students ebook and video course. It's downloadable. So you just go along to GenkiEnglish.com now. You can press the button, start paying, you can download it all, and off you go. I want to make this as easy for you as possible. We've put everything in there you need, and we've made it really simple how to do. Start with lesson 1, teach it. Lesson 2, teach it. Watch the videos, teach it. We want to get these amazing, amazing results. Remember, as I said before, students don't want teachers who make excuses. They don't want teachers who want to blame the system. They want teachers who are going to change the system. And that's you. Even if it's only in your one classroom, for $89 a month, 6 months, you can change your entire classroom. If you've got a school, you're into running onto a big business type thing, and you can maybe join my other higher level coaching programs later if you want. But I want to change how things are done. I want to make it fun. I want to get you using these smart cuts. I want you to have all the materials you need, all set out, ready to go. And then I want you to come back in a year's time and say, wow, that was the best thing ever, and hopefully become one of our amazing testimonials like you see on the website and some of the amazing people we've got here today. Let's do it. This is fantastic. It's going to be awesome. I've got a deadline on this membership thing. If you can pay the $500 whenever you want, if you want to pay it all in one go, but if you want to take advantage of the offer today, it's until tomorrow, I think, depending on when you're watching this. I hope you got a lot out of it. Thank you very much for everybody. It's been awesome to see you all. Head over to GenkiEnglish.com, or if you're on GenkiEnglish.com, find the buy button somewhere around here, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.